Do you, Jungkook, take Wyan as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. He smiled, looking at you sweetly, as he gently rubbed his thumb over the back of your palm to calm you down. Do you, Wyan, take Jungkook as your lawfully wedded husband? I do. You answered nervously. While looking so ethereal for the biggest day of your life, you forgot to notice when the priest asked you both to kiss. Your eyes never lifted up from the ground. Seeing your nervousness, Jungkook moved forward, placing his index finger under your chin, raising your face slightly. A feather-like kiss on your forehead. And that was it for the priest to announce you husband and wife. Though you always wanted to get married, you thought of marrying a normal person who was romantic, had a normal job, a drama-less life till old age. But plans were different for you. You fell in love with Jungkook, who was the son of a mafia. His dad and your dad were both in the same business. Though you were yourself the daughter of a man who had seen it all, but you were a soft person. You're afraid that your submissive nature would get exploited by these mafias who had no mercy for outsiders. Fidgeting on the lace of your wedding gown, you sat on the bed of your shared bedroom in the new house, mansion to be exact. What should you expect of him? And this wedding? You thought. The way he behaved during wedding, holding your hands and assuring gentle smile and a kiss of tenderness sealing the deal, made you fall deeper for him. Jungkook opened the door to your room, finding you in one corner of the bed. You nervously got up from the bed looking at him. I hope you're comfortable here. You nodded a yes as he proceeded. You can change first if you want. I will go to the other room until you are done. With that, he left you. You smiled secretly. Even after 1 year of dating and heads over heels in love with you, Jungkook was still shy to initiate anything intimate with you. You finally dressed yourself in something comfortable for the night and looked outside to find Jungkook nowhere. Walking outside to take a home tour of your new house, you walked to the kitchen to see Jungkook cooking. His pouted lips and wrinkled forehead showed how much concentrated was he into the work. You silently sat on the chair behind him, watching his muscles flex to his movements. Jungkook and you met 1 year ago in a park by accident. You bonded on the idea of puppies and literature. He was a shy sweetheart, and you loved how he was always respectful. But what you didn't know was he was the son of your dad's old business partner. The two businessmen split over some disputes and became enemies. It took you a long time to convince you and Jungkook's parents to get the two of you the approval. Jungkook looked back and got shocked, watching you sit there silently looking at his figure. Since when are you sitting here? For not much time. He smiled, bringing the result of his efforts to the table as you both ate the dinner that night. For you, it was a dream come true to marry the guy of your dreams. Being an introvert, you never thought that you would bond with such a great guy and finally marry him against all odds. You felt truly blessed. You both would go on dates on weekends or spend some quality time at home if Jungkook was tired after working at his father's company. Being the only son of his dad, Jungkook was a hardworking person yet very different from his dad. As much as you knew, his dad was completely business oriented. 5 months later, you were in the kitchen making dinner for you and Jungkook while your phone rang. You found that it was Jungkook's dad who called you. Hello, Dad. Yay, my daughter. Are you free now? I am. What happened? There is a really good news. Our company's share is going to double very soon, all thanks to Jungkook. You felt really proud at your husband the moment you heard the news. Congratulations, Dad. That is a wonderful news indeed. It is. And we should all celebrate it together. Come over to my house and we will plan something. Sure, me and Jungkook will be there as soon as he returns. How about you come here early and I will ask Jungkook to be here directly? Okay, I'll be there as soon as possible. Sure, I will arrange a small party for us then. You hung up the call. You were so happy for him as Jungkook's hard work was paying off. You quickly did your makeup and wore a nice dress and left for his dad's house. Jungkook's point of view. I was in the cabin working on a recent project when I got call from Dad. I was completely frustrated by him calling me again and again for one of his needs, which I cannot satisfy. But I picked the call anyway. Dad, I told you I can't do that. Why don't you understand? Son, you will do it, whether you like it or not. Ryan is already here with me. I was shocked hearing this. Ryan was already at Dad's place? Don't play with me, Dad. I'm not playing with you. She's decorating the room with me to celebrate doubling of our company's profit. I won't let that happen. I immediately cut the call and took the car keys driving to my father's mansion. The gates to the mansion opened as I parked it right in front of the house. As soon as I opened the door, I found Wayan and everyone in the living room. Congratulations! She immediately hugged me as I hugged her back while looking behind to see my own dad smirking at me. I knew that we were both trapped now. There were his men all around this mansion, and rebelling with him won't end up in a good way. Come on in, son. Your wife and we were all waiting for you. Finally, they settled down. Jungkook was clutching onto the fabric of his pant while he was getting more and more nervous about his dad's motives. So, why and about the promotion? You have a great role in Jungkook's success. I don't think so. I just do what I should do as a wife. Jungkook is really hardworking person, Dad. But you deserve the compliment as you are the one who will make him successful in the future as well. Dad, me and my wife should probably head back. What is the hurry? You just came here. Dad, cut the crap and let us leave. He clenched his teeth as he moved his mouth tightly, speaking to his father. Okay, if you are that busy, then I won't make you wait. He snapped his finger at one of his suited men who stood next to him. Bring them. The suited man nodded and walked inside, coming out with the file. Handing the brown file to Mr. Jones, he stood there again. Mr. Jones slowly pulled out some papers, placing it in front of the both of you. Why and honey, sign these papers. You were shocked at his sudden request. You were about to pick up the paper when Jungkook slapped your hand away. She is not going to sign them, Dad. What is it, Jungkook? Do you know what these papers are? It is my dear father's plan to get your father's money. What? The paper that is in front of you is a will to write all your father's wealth to my name. How is that even possible? There is nothing in my name, you know that. I said no to all the properties of my dad while marrying you. My dear daughter in law, your father has written all his properties and wealth in the name of his one and only daughter. Wine looked at Jungkook, who was looking down onto his lap. It was such a revelation to know that the father she left for marrying Jungkook had all his properties in her name, and now she was risking it all. Do you think that I would allow my beloved son to marry my rival's daughter for any small reason? Not one thing about your meeting was accidental. Wine's eyes was in tears. What she thought was a beautiful coincidence was all planned. Did he even actually love you? Jungkook held Wayan's hand, which he yanked away. Wayan, trust me. I won't let my dad take any of your property. Please, trust me, I love you. Wayan stayed silent as there wasn't much she could do in the situation. She fell for the trap they arranged. Dad, stop this. Do you only care about your rivalry and revenge? I genuinely care about them. So all these days I was just a means to your revenge? You let me love Wayan and marry her just to destroy my life? The son you called beloved, you're going to ruin my life? How am I ruining yours? This profit is going to be yours. Do you think that what you will do affects only Wayan and her father? She is a part of me now, and you are destroying it. Mr. Jones sat down on the sofa while Jungkook was getting red by his father's attitude. I thought that you changed after mom's death, but no. You are still the same, aren't you? I did this all for you, son. Everything I made, every penny I made. Then your son doesn't need the money you made on the ruins of his own family. You can have it all, Dad. I'm resigning from your company. What? You can't do that? I can, and I will. Come on, Ryan. He held her numb arms, about to drag her away from the people, but she freed her hands from his. You did all of this for money, right? I will sign the papers, Jungkook. No! A voice came from behind as Jungkook turned back. Stop this. I can't lose my son. And nor can I live knowing that I shambled his life with my own hands. Mr. Jones bent down, picking up the paper. Tearing them apart in front of the people, he threw it into the flames of the fireplace, watching them become ashes. If my son doesn't want it, I don't want it either. You can both go. He sat on the sofa, placing his head, hiding them inside his palms. Jungkook blankly looked back at his dad before turning around and walking out, pulling Wyan with him. The duo came out of the mansion, quickly getting into Jungkook's car. He didn't make you sign any papers before I arrived, right? He looked ahead as he asked her the question. No. She just looked outside, still in pain from what happened. Wyan, I know it is hard for you to believe me, but I fell in love with you the very first time I saw you at school. She looked at him confused. School? She thought that they met at a park. We were actually in the same class for 5 years before I moved out to the US. You never noticed me as you were the popular kid and I was just a normal chap. I knew that you were my father's partner's daughter, but we never met at any function. Before I knew it, our parents split and I couldn't meet you then. And when years after I met you, my intentions were never to support my dad, but to continue loving you. I don't know what to believe, but I have grown to love you. But I don't know anymore if we will remain the same. Do you think that you can forgive me? I will do anything, whatever you say. She thought for a moment before looking back at his figure. Then make me a partner in your company? I will. He quickly held Wyan's hand, smiling widely. And Wyan smirked, looking outside the window as Jungkook drove back to their house while she held her arm securely, claiming him as hers. At Mr. Jones' house. You are such a kind hearted man, sir. You have finally put your revenge down for their happiness. Of course. What is the use of that plan anyway? I should have dropped it way before. My bad. This is always better, sir. But I think that Master Jungkook is a little doubtful about you, though. I don't care about that. Whether my son likes it or not, Wayne's dad's money is going to run in the Jones family itself. I didn't get it, sir. She is a Jones wife now, and will give rise to a Jones. So whether the properties are in Jungkook's name or Wayne, my grandchild will inherit all of it anyway. Right. That is pretty common sense. I thought you know that about inheritance. The secretary walked out, taking away the rest of the files in the office, leaving Mr. Jones in the living room.